It's Open House Thursday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Murayo Afolabi Brown. As always, I have the ladies with me. Wake in the building. How you doing?
I'm fine. And I'm wearing House of Bees.
We are all wearing House of Bees. Okay, don't let your mic fall down. What is your...
No, it's hooked to her belt.
House of BC. Okay, Brandy. So yes, so this is House of BC. Thank you for styling us today. It's also 5, but Tokwa will join us a bit later.
Yeah.
How are you doing, YK?
I'm fine. No,
Anything happening?
I know I must lament about our road. A journey of 1 minute takes me about 15 minutes because the road is so bad. And you know, before I used to accuse people of going on the good road, you know, but now I can't really be, because I still use I try to be law abiding and use the bad road. And people are going on the good, you know, you did one side of the bridge.
Okay.
But now I'm looking for I can't blame them because me, I'm spoiling my car, and they are sailing to the front because that's just from my house to where the bridge.
That roundabout.
The junction.
Yeah, that roundabout junction.
It takes me 15 minutes. Then from that other place across the bridge takes another 15 minutes.
Oh my God.
Because the road is so bad.
Wow.
So bad.
Really?
Don't
worry, very soon.
4 years more.
Hopefully. How you going, BC?
I'm doing great.
Hopefully his eye will clear and he will do it. Hopefully not.
Hopefully he will do it.
Hopefully he will do it. We're hoping. We're hoping with you.
Let me move on to this.
Sorry. I'm doing amazing.
Very short time
I'm happy that you guys are wearing House of BC. This is one of our latest collections. In fact, the ladies of Your View are launching this collection for
nice.
I haven't released this, yes. And, you know, just gives that
your hair.
anti-vibes kind of thing for the bourgeois, you know.
I can see.
We are the bourgeois.
I'm just looking at the hair on TV.
Thank you. Hair by BC as well.
Popping, you know.
Thank you. The color.
Yeah.
Thank you.
How are you doing, Mariam?
I'm fine, thank you. That's all I can see. I'm feeling
your nose ring this morning. You just remember today that you're from the north. You just came to your mind that you're from the north.
I'm always forever on my mind. But I thought it goes beautifully with this outfit.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, it's Indian vibe actually, not northern vibe. That's what I was going with.
Yeah.
And I barely made it to work early today myself. There's a trailer upturned all its contents on the, you know, once you're leaving Ojota and you're going up the bridge, around that Peace Park, the whole place. So the created a diversion for us. I was grateful to the police officers because they made us go through like one way and they were there to make sure that we pass. Usually what would happen is that they would leave us to sort ourselves out. But I thought they did a good job this morning to allow traffic to keep moving.
Because you're not normally late. I was shocked.
I know. I had to send her a message. Auntie, you're not coming to work today.
I was shocked to see you walk coming at 8:30. Miriam.
Never. All right.
Let's go on a break now. When we come back, we go through the front pages of the papers. Stay with us.
Her nails. This is for her book launch.
YK, you're running out of time. We gotta go. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Okay, we're going to start with The Nation. CBN abolishes multiple Naira-dollar exchange rates. Don't shift blame for sloppy handling of your case, INEC tells LPs and Obi's lawyer. Ex-Senate spokesman asked Aregbesola why he didn't vote for Tinubu and Oyetola. Tinubu orders probe of EFCC chairman's tenure. Student loan law takes off in September. Federal government 819 billion naira extra budget littered with ghost projects. Outrage over the death of 106 in Kwara boat mishap. An ex-council boss writes president over 3.4 billion naira debt. Okay, which story are we starting with?
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has approved the constitution of an inter-ministerial committee to ensure seamless takeoff of the student loan scheme in September. That's a September-October 2023-2024 academic session. So the Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Education, Mr. David Andrew Adejo, made this known in a news conference on Wednesday, and they said that they are hoping that the first batch of eligible students are able to access their loans in September. They said that the briefing became necessary because, a lot of people were asking questions about the student loan scheme, and they had said that they heard that the federal government is planning to begin asking for, allow the universities to begin asking for tuition in the new law. And it says the president has been working on the granting of financial autonomy, that's the past president, to universities even before now. But no, they will not be asking for the universities to start asking for or collecting tuition from the students. That it's obvious that we can no longer fund tertiary education alone, and so there's a need for cost sharing. And over the years, they had wanted to provide this opportunity for every Nigerian student to be able to go to school and have a life of dignity. They had set up different banks for this, which went defunct. So they said there was a student loan board that was defunct initially. Then there was also the Nigerian Education Bank that also became defunct because there were lots of issues. There were leakages. People getting the loan were not able to pay back. The loan was not even getting to the people who it was meant for. And so now they had to review it. And now this particular one will be, a new bank will be set up. So it's not going to be run by regular banks. A new bank will be set up that will handle the loans. And they will not just be there waiting for students to apply for loans. They are going to carry out normal banking transactions so that they are able to also multiply funds. And this seems good.
Last story in the nation?
Yes, okay.
Okay, go on.
So I think we've all heard that the EFCC boss had been suspended indefinitely, and investigations are supposed to start on allegations that have been made against him. They said weighty allegations of abuse of office have been leveled against Mr. Bauer, and he has been directed to immediately hand over the affairs of his office to the Director of Operations in the Commission, who oversee the affairs of the Office of the Chairman of the Commission, pending the conclusion of investigations. We also remember about to be the youngest to ever hold the office at 43, but they said that, and that since the inauguration of the new president, he's been going in for various meetings with the president. But we also remember that Zamfara State Governor, after the EFCC had accused him, had made allegations of mismanagement of the state's resources, sort of re-accused him or counter-accused him of, corruption as well. So investigation has started. He has reported to the DSS office, and we'll hear what happens eventually.
Okay.
Yeah, just to add to that, you know that he had been having a series of meetings with the president before his, I just wanted to add that.
Okay.
I was going to take the outrage over the death of the Kwara boat accident. Yeah. The president and Bago and Diri and others mourn. Newa blames the mishap on the boat's recklessness. Kwara rules out guidelines and 1,000 life jackets for the Patagi Council. And the governor, I think, went there yesterday. But because the boat was conveying 250 passengers to their own community from the wedding at 2:30 a.m. Already, that's illegal. Because we're not supposed to be on the waterways
at night.
At that time, yeah.
So, and then one part of the engine now collapsed and the boat capsized, which led, and because they were not wearing life jackets, and they were even trying to hope that they could attract the attention of the others at the wedding, but they couldn't, and it led to 106 dying. They rescued 144 people. The government is blaming, and the police, are blaming the operators who are not supposed to operate and who are not supposed to even a wooden boat to have 200 passengers.
Over 200.
That's beyond this capacity,
yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
That's not cool.
Okay, so EFCC uncovered 819 billion naira worth of phantom projects in the supplementary budget that was provided before the last administration closed out. According to this report, these are the new challenges the new principal officers will have to face now. According to EFCC, they detected sharp practices and under-the-table deals by immediate past lawmakers, including most principal officers at the National Assembly. According to them, out of 277 projects, 258 projects are worth 704 billion, and they're domiciled in the Ministry of Works, Federal Ministry of Works and Housing. The projects on phantom roads allegedly belonging to members of the 9th National Assembly. So they kind of just got projects within their own constituencies and was provided supplementary budgets for these. And these are the challenges that the new presiding officers of the National Assembly would have to deal with going forward. Okay, moving on now to the Punch. Currency floating, private sector economists back CBN. Naira falls to 664. I would have said Naira increased strength to 664, but hey, it's all about framing. Lagos police brutalized stripped lady over cultism allegation. Tinubu mourns 106 Kwara boat accident victims. No division in Akeredolu's cabinet, says acting governor. Prosecute Justice Bokachua's husband, NBA tells federal government. Tinubu suspects EFCC chair indefinitely, orders probe. President projects 500,000 jobs with data protection law. Student loan disbursement begins in September, says federal government. Okay, which story are we starting with in the Punch?
I wanted to take the story of the Lagos police brutalizing a lady who was an alleged cultist. They said an unidentified woman was severely brutalized by police officers stationed at close to the Lagos State House of Assembly, Alausa, at about 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Wow. They said, according to, and you know, there are pictures on the front page of the Punch, where she was accused of being a cultist, and then the woman said, no, she's not a cultist. They started to beat her. They beat her with sticks, a belt, punched her, and she was being slapped as well by these 3 policemen. She was screaming that she's innocent. She only came to the area to relax and was not guilty of anything. Wow. They removed her footwear, and then they handcuffed her and drove her away.
Even if she was a cultist?
That's not the right treatment, yes.
Wrong even if she was a cultist.
Let's go on a break.
She's a woman, 1, and 2. It's an allegation.
You have not even investigated.
Let's go on a break. When we come back, we continue with our reviews. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be...
So, have you ever wondered what happens behind the curtains of a man's mind? Or perhaps you're one of those who wonder what men talk about when they gather. Well, here goes. Imagine what it takes to put together the perfect cocktail. Or maybe mocktail. We need a bit of sports, a sprinkling of current affairs, some very deep topical issues, and last but not the least, a healthy dose of grumbling of those we love. The perfect cocktail, or maybe mocktail. We need a bit of sports, a sprinkling of current affairs, some very deep topical issues, and last but not the least, a healthy dose of grumbling of those we love to hate. And yes, you guessed it.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw ether material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
Thanks for staying with us. We're still reviewing Punch. I was going to take the story of the acting...
Mariah, please, before you take this, I just wanted to add that the Punch, when they contacted the public relations officer of the incident, he said he was not aware of the incident, and I just said, well, by now, it's on the front page of the paper, the pictures are there, so he's aware.
Maybe at the time that they contacted him, he wasn't aware now. All right. The acting governor of Ondo State, Mr. Lucky Ayedatiwa, has said that he has dismissed the insinuations that there is rancor or division in the cabinet of Governor Rotimi Akeredolu. If you recall, Governor Rotimi Akeredolu had handed over to the deputy governor to be acting governor while he take a 21-day medical leave abroad. And according to the acting governor, he's saying that he will continue to build on the solid foundation the governor had already put in place. He said, I note the concerns of our people about governance in Ondo State, and all rumors and insinuations making the rounds in the state is false, that the government is actually on and their work is ongoing, and the machinery of government is still functioning properly.
So the Delta State Police Command rescued a 3-year-old boy, abducted boy, Abubakar Atiku, that's his name, during a raid on the hideout of a 6-man syndicate at Abraka Market in Oshimili South local government area of Delta State. According to the story, they said the suspect abducted the victim on Tuesday, June 13th, and in a bid to locate the whereabouts of the little boy, the mother reported to the police station, to the police, that his son was missing. And then they carried out a raid. They were able to get intelligence, and when they carried out that raid, they found the boy and arrested what's his name, Mohammed Issa, a 35-year-old man, arrested him. He led them to the place to get 3 other members of the child stealing syndicate. They identify as Ibrahim Sani, 23-year-old, Kabiru Ibrahim, 52, and Abubakar Mohammed, a 32-year-old cripple. They've been doing this business, selling children for from over 800 anytime they abduct the children. So investigations are ongoing now. The little boy has been released to his parents, and the suspects are detained.
Yeah, so I've got a president who signed the data protection bill into law on Monday, 12th of June. So the Nigerian Data Protection Bureau, has said this, and he's saying, the Bureau is also saying that because of this, 500,000 jobs are expected to be created through the training of data protection officers and licensing of data protection compliance organizations to offer services to data controllers and processors. They're also saying that Nigeria has taken a giant leap forward in the global data race with the assent to the Nigerian Data Protection Act that was signed by the president. And also they're saying that the new act has transmitted to the Bureau a full-fledged commission, and it is mandated, among others, regulate the deployment of technological and organizational measures to enhance personal data protection, foster development of personal data protection technologies in accordance with recognized international best practices and applicable international law, conduct investigations into violation of requirements under the law, amongst others.
Okay, moving on now to Daily Sun. Tinubu's hammer falls against March's EFCC chairman. Naira sells for 7.55 to the dollar as federal government gives banks power to decide forex rate. Gunmen abduct 7 University of Jos students. Reps declared Ibiyeomie seat vacant. Bandits attack mourners, kidnap policeman, 2 others in Benue. Labour vows to push for immediate salary award to lessen effects of subsidy removal. Obi, INEC lawmakers clash over summons on Yakub. And Nigeria-India agree to block pipeline of illicit drug flow as NDLE NCB signed MOU. Okay, which story?
So this is Plateau State Jos. This is a sad, shocking story. I hope it ends well. The police command in Plateau State said on Monday at about 8:30 p.m., 7 students of the University of Jos were abducted from their hostel along Bauchi Ring Road. The Commissioner of Police has said that they've deployed armed police personnel to arrest the kidnappers and ensure the safe release of the students. Also, Operation Safe Haven and other security agencies have also deployed personnel as well. My prayer really is that these children are returned, safe and sound. This is shocking. From their hostels they were taken out.
So organizers of labor return to the negotiation table with the federal government next week, Monday. And the Nigerian Labour Congress, NLC, yesterday in Geneva, vowed to seek immediate salary award to cushion the effects of the petrol subsidy removal on workers. This is happening at the ongoing 111th session of the International Labour Conference, ILC, in Geneva, Switzerland. And the NLC noted that the salary award was different from the minimum wage negotiation, which will come up next year. So while they were addressing journalists at the conference, the president of the NLC, Joe Ajaero, said that we've had an agreement with them, and it's not minimum wage. The agreement we had with them is wage award, and it must be understood clearly. Said the minimum wage will be due next year. The people cannot wait till next year for a review of that, but they are asking that they give them a wage award from like 100 to 200,000 naira, which is different from the minimum wage conversation. So I was a bit confused. I wanted to know what that wage award is for. Is it to cushion the effects of COVID-19, or is something that will be ongoing, that would be, you know, coming regularly aside from their salaries before the minimum wage review?
Okay, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, has declared the seat of the former member representing Surulere Federal Constituency, Mr. Femi Ibiyeomie, has rendered his seat vacant because, if you recall, he has accepted the role as Chief of Staff to the President, and he has thereafter submitted his resignation letter. So his seat has been declared vacant, and if you recall, he was actually first elected into the House back in 2003, and then he became Speaker 2019 up until at the 9th Assembly. So, I mean, proceedings started yesterday, but I'm happy that at this democracy, we're seeing it play out where he has stepped aside, and hopefully we'll get a new representative from that constituency in the coming months.
Okay, and in Benue State, the Gwe West local government, bandits attacked some people on their way from a funeral, and they kidnapped a police officer and a man and a woman. Their identities are yet to be confirmed, but the chairman of the West local government, Andrew Ayade, says that it's true. It happened about 4 p.m. and it's a very regular occurrence that the bandits wait for people around that area and they take them away. They've asked for 1.7 million, and he says the mourners didn't know what was coming, that they were on their way to Makurdi when they were attacked.
All right. Vanguard. Naira depreciates to 664 to the dollar as CBN removes restrictions. Lagos government probes 2 doctors over alleged organ harvest of 2 teenagers. Dollar video probe, Ganduje seeks restraining injunction against EFCC. Tinubu mourns victims of Kwara boat mishap and orders probe. Nigerians ship goods to Ghana for certification to enhance export rule. NBA demands Senator Bokachua's arrest. Reps to Tinubu roll out fuel subsidy palliatives. Tinubu, INEC chairman evading service of witness and summons, Obi tells court. Okay, which story are we starting with?
The Lagos State government, through its Domestic and Sexual Violence Agency, has directed the Lagos State Police Command to investigate the alleged removal of 2 ladies' ovaries by 2 doctors in Ogun and Lagos State. The victim has said that the pain of the extraction done since last September had prevented them from seeking admission into tertiary institutions. One of the victims is a daughter of a general overseer of a Pentecostal church in the Yanakbaja area of Lagos. And according to the story, they said this particular woman, Blessing Adeleke, had come to them at different times to tell them that if they submit their menstruation to the hospital, they will be given 80,000 naira. And so she took them to the hospital at different times. They were given injection that was supposed to take them for 14 days. And afterwards, they now came to the hospital. They were operated upon and their ovaries were removed. So now the girls are complaining that they are not able to do anything. They are really hurting. And so they are asking that Lagos State, prosecute this matter since they've started the investigations.
Okay. The Nigerian Bar Association has called for the immediate arrest of Senator Ahmad Bukachua because during the, I think it was the valedictory service of the 9th Senate, he started to make some statements that his wife, many of the people here, because I watched the video, many of the people here, they know how they used to come and meet me to come and talk to my wife. And Lawan was saying, I think you should be quiet now. Say, okay. Then he went on back to his wife. Now the NBA has said they should, because he has put made people not believe in the judiciary.
Yeah, and also implicated the wife.
Implicated the judiciary is
okay.
Quite sad.
That's all we can take on Front Page Review today. When we come back, move on to our next segment. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be.
Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome pioneer Positive Force member, dancing queen of the 80s, non-conformist, Afrobeat historian in her right, and long-standing member of the multiple award-winning all-female show Your View, Omoyeni Yeni Anikulapo Kuti, aka YK Power! Ginger!
Take it.
Today we'll go here.
Hey, I don't read you.
Are you sure?
I'm not here to answer questions, I'm here to drink.
We're in trouble today.
Wait till your age.
I was close now.
I
said 1975.
He said 73. He said 75. Fellas wasn't even born in 75.
So will I drink half?
You go drink. Take. Make I help you. Russian.
No be half.
Which half? You will make me drink. I'll give you a hint.
Lights in no. Nepa Road. Nepa Road in Abeokuta.
First of all, my brain cannot memorize everything.
A big black bug.
A big black dog.
Bug. A big black bug.
Oh, sorry. A big.
It don't start.
Ọmọ fẹlá. Ọmọ Anikulapo Kuti. Wọ́n rò pé kí ni kékeré yìí.
It's by audition. It's not by audition.
You, our viewers, will have the opportunity to call in and share your views. After all, it's your view. Join us on Your View, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for a fantastic conversation. Don't miss it. Thanks for staying with us, joining us on the show to help us make some sense of the operational changes made to the foreign exchange market and how the stock market rose to record 15 years all-time high yesterday, and what it means to the common man. Is our regular guest and a partner of the PricewaterhouseCoopers PwC, Mr. Taiwo Oyedele. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you very much.
I'll be with you in a moment. I have to also welcome Dr. Makodige in the building. Welcome to the show.
Yeah.
I know you're a bit lost in transit, but so good to have you back.
We're happy to be here.
Fantastic. Good to fingers in the air. All right. So, Mr. Taiwo, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Now, in the last 48 hours, Nigerians have been bombarded back to back, different policy change here and there. Dollar exchange rates, we're not even sure what's going on. We're getting a lot of text, but many of us lack understanding. We need some clarity on what it means. So according to the president, they're going to allow market forces determine the rates, and there are going to be quite a few changes going on concerning that. Could you give us an understanding of what this means to the average Nigerian out there?
Yes, thank you very much. Very important question you have asked, because the economy is not just for economists and experts, it's for all Nigerians. So it's important that we understand what government has done and is doing and what that implication will be for us. So on one hand, the regime we had before yesterday for foreign exchange was a regime where government that controls most of the foreign exchange that we have in the system decides that in the official market, the amount at which you can exchange naira to dollar is the most important foreign currency, was around 460, right? So 460 looks very good, except that you go to that market and you can't get it at 460. And sometimes people who get the 460 are not people who are doing anything productive, just because they are well connected to the central bank governor or the presidency, and they get these amounts and then they round trip and sell it at the black market, and they make huge amounts of money at the expense of everyone. Now, the implication of that was that if you had $1 million outside Nigeria and you want to bring it to Nigeria for any reason, including investment, government says you must give it to them at 460. But you know that in the market, this thing is worth 750. So what you do is not to bring it in at all. That was why our foreign direct investments practically dried up almost completely. So the market that is servicing almost everyone, including people importing diesel, manufacturers, the market that is serving almost everyone has been a parallel market, which is 750. So what government has now done is to say, you know what? We're going to allow market forces, supply and demand of dollars, so determine the rate, so that way anybody who has dollars can bring it. When they want to take it out, they can buy from the market, whatever the market is. This is what the international market is used to. This is how the economy is supposed to run. So by floating the naira exchange rate to follow demand and supply forces, we have removed a significant distortion to the Nigerian economy. And I have to tell you, I'm excited, even though I know that this will come with some pain, especially in the short term.
I wanted to ask, what if, so are you saying that the CBN or the banks will not have a flat rate anymore?
Yes, that is correct. So there's no more flat rate. We now need to be stable at a point where it is predictable for investment purposes.
Yeah, so you talked about pain that Nigerians will face for a little while. So could you explain to us, like in layman's terms or in everyday terms, what would that mean for us in prices of food, in businesses, in our monies in the bank, those of us who have invested in dollars, those of us who haven't? In those ways, how would it affect us? How would it be painful for us in the short term?
Yes, so the short-term pains, actually they are few. There are not a lot of them, but it's still important to talk about them. The first one is potentially the price of petrol could go up slightly because the exchange rate that the NNPC was using to import petrol was the official exchange rate. Yeah. So if you then go to around 600, I think the rate might stabilize around 600 or thereabout. You may see a slight increase in the price of PMS that may inch closer to the price of diesel, because diesel is already being imported at the parallel market rate. That is the area where you're likely to have the most impact. But I think the good thing that is working for us now is that the price of crude oil in the international market is coming down. because of recession fear in developed markets. And that means that can counterbalance any increase, and we may not see anything substantial in that area.
Right.
Now, if anybody has bought dollars as a way of keeping it to make some money, that's a risk they are taking. I will not advise them to keep the dollar. I will not advise them to sell it, but they just need to be aware that when you have a floating exchange rate system, the rates can go up and down at any time, depending on the dynamics.
Now, what will be the assurance that we will begin to make more dollars so that with this floating financial system, we will not be suffering for a very long time?
Yes, very good question. So I think the way to start the answer to your question is by having the parallel market and having the official exchange rate, and the difference sometimes is up to 300 naira. There's nobody who is printing dollar for the parallel market, right? So that system in itself does not in any way increase our liquidity supply. It is what we have is what we have. Just that we have used our unreasonable policy to push a lot of that into the parallel market, and we're starving the official market of liquidity. Now, while that has not increased supply, it has reduced supply actually, because you see, a foreign direct investment for the whole of last year was under $500 million for the whole country for a whole year. Because those people that are supposed to bring money in, stop bringing in their money, because nobody wants to bring in their money and lose almost half of the value overnight. Because by law, you are supposed to give those money to the CBN and collect capital, certificate of capital importation, all this bureaucracy. So what we are doing now is we're going to increase supply because we have now harmonized the rate. Foreign portfolio investors will come to the capital market with billions of dollars. Foreign direct investment will start flowing in. And then all of that will increase liquidity in the market. If we are also lucky and we increase our production of crude oil, these are better days ahead for Nigeria.
Fantastic. Let me go on a quick break. When we come back, we continue this conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Ikechukwu, Sunday, Okonkwo, aka Cross. Now your intro without
Wow.
So there's a name that thing that's.
I'm just drinking because you say I should drink. There's no particular answer.
I think it's only that can be wicked.
What's the answer?
Subterfuge.
Eh?
Yeah. They claim you did, but you said it just happened. That
And it's called what again?
Subterfuge.
Such a fuge.
SUBTERFUGE.
So you look me finish from head to toe. You look at a person who go know what to become such. Yeah?
The nude wasn't like a game plan. Or...
I promise you, it was actually a mistake. Like it was sending it to someone, and it just mistakenly just went back.
Not just well. So like if I had a very there's no just they'll judge.
But what when they put off, I have no business. Mom just come out with you, pay me at the end of the month, and let me go back to my house in peace and sleep. But when you not
And ask.
Ladies and gentlemen, multiple award-winning actor, producer, ambassador of Edo People, we have Etinosa Idemudia in the building.
Not be first to go police station, they win the case.
Okay.
So you are showing yourself.
I go see that's my second
you are
question.
feeling like a contact the prancing peacock. I'm about to cut your wings. Hello. Now, in the amalgamation of 1914, who was the woman who drew the line of the amalgamation? is... Who cut the report? Who is the person that used scissors? What is his name?
That woman.
Yeah,
drink.
You have done me dirty. I've marked your face. If anything happened to me today,
I don't
if I don't reach my house. Anyway, I'm gonna be chauffeured, so.
You remember now, Avi? Yeah, but you never too thin. Now you remember.
Hey.
If a person who indulges habitually in watching a sexual material is called a voyeur.
That's what they're called.
You clearly say you don't go even get the next one.
Hey, a voyeur.
Voyeur.
Then go on.
What is a person who makes one?
A voyeur. A voyagiste. A bon voyage.
Ladies and gentlemen, please help welcome to the show, La General, the one and only Pere Egbe. Which of the following is false about teeth? We are born with 20 primary teeth. Teeth are the hardest substance in the body. Teeth are the strongest bones in the body.
Teeth is not a bone, actually.
Teeth can self-repair.
The strongest bone in the body, no. Teeth is not a bone.
Final answer?
Teeth is not a bone. You know what came to my head now? That sound. Crickets.
Thanks for staying with us. We still have our guest, Mr. Taiwo Yedele, with us. Tokwe, let me come to you now. Question?
So, this is my topic. I love the economy, and I am extremely happy about the policies we're seeing. I'm not happy about the impacts on the average Nigerian's pockets, but a lot of the policies seem to be going in the right direction. What I want to find out from you, though, is that while there is corruption, there are two major policies that we are celebrating right now. The deregulation of petrol, removing subsidy, and floating the naira. But there were people that were getting advantage from this official policy, even though there's corruption there. How do we ensure that the manufacturers, those manufacturers that were accessing official rates to bring in vital raw materials that they use in production, how would the government cushion the impact of this sudden float on their business? Projections have been done for the year. Expectations have been made that we will be able to bring in at this rate, and suddenly one policy changes all that. What do you think the government can do, and is there any policy on ground to support those businesses?
Yeah, first and foremost, I'll just, slightly disagree with your analysis. I know this is a general view, but I relate with manufacturers every time. Manufacturers are not getting the official rate. For some of them that are lucky, you get around 10%. At the official rate, 90% or more, they buy from the parallel market rate. When you were reading the news headline, there was one headline that says that Naira depreciates, to 600 and something. So, well, actually, it depends on where you're looking at it from.
Yes,
if most people in the economy, including manufacturers, were already dealing with 750, then 650 or 660 something is actually an appreciator in the value of the Naira. In fact, don't be surprised if you see inflation coming down, because what that means is goods and services that have been priced in at 750 will now be at 600 and something, and that will be good for the economy. So I don't think that manufacturers, you won't see any single one of them complain, because this policy now is in their favor. what we had before wasn't in their favor. A few people who were very well connected were getting it, others were not getting it, which in itself means that they can't even play on a level playing field in the same market. And that's why you have some people shutting down their factory and their plants. But what we now have is, once investments start coming in, you see factories being built, industries being developed, employment will come, people will find their meaningful living, and then we can have a level playing field and go back to the days of double-digit economic growth that is inclusive.
So with this new policy now, do you think it will now be easy for Nigerians to access their monies in the bank? People who had saved in dollars. Yes, people who saved in dollars were not able to access their dollar. Anytime you go to the bank, they don't have the USD currency. They are giving you $1 as against having $100 bills. So do you think this will open up so that customers can, you know, have access to their dollars for whatever they want to do with it?
It's yes and no. So this policy in and of itself will not make dollar available just if you go to the bank now. It doesn't mean that dollar will now just suddenly be available.
Wow.
So which means in the next few days, couple of weeks, you might still have challenges where you go to the bank and they say, sorry, you didn't tell us before. Let's go and find $2,000 to give you. But as soon as the liquidity start coming in, then that problem will disappear. There have been times in Nigeria before. In fact, I even remember sometimes during, I think it was Jonathan's time, that somebody wanted to pay me dollars, and I said, I don't want to go and bring naira, because I knew I would collect the dollars, and when I'm selling it, I'll lose like 1 naira per dollar. You know, we can go back to that time when there is enough liquidity to meet all legitimate demand in Nigeria. Let only criminals and corrupt politicians go to the parallel market and turn it into a black market, not a market for legitimate anything, to be honest. I think that's the way Nigeria needs to go. This is the beginning of that process,
I just, from a layman's point of view, I want to understand how this is going to stop the black market from thriving. How are they, because you can't control them, they continue to, so what if dollar settles at maybe 600 naira or 700 naira, and then somebody just now says, I'm going to be selling my own at 1,000 because there's no dollar in the market, what I have. How are you going to curb that? How are they going to curb that?
Excellent question. So there are two factors that can make parallel markets to widen and move away further from the official rate, no matter that, whatever that is. In other words, official rates can be 600 and parallel market can go to 1,000. There are two factors. Number one, currently, maybe currently is yesterday, I don't know whether they made that decision. There were about 43 items that are not, they are not illegal. It's not like government banned them. But CBN says for these items, you cannot access the official market. So what you did was you transferred legitimate demand,
to the
legitimate demand to the parallel market, right? And you make it official, almost, you formalize it so it becomes like a decent market where people can go. If you don't remove that restriction, then parallel market will continue to move away from the official market. What you need to do is to unban those items. Anything that you want to import, go to the official market. If government wants to discourage an import, increase import duty on it like toothpick and allow you buy FX, but when you are bringing it in, allows you to pay 200% import duty. That's what should be done. The second factor that makes the parallel market to thrive is unnecessary documentation and administrative bureaucracy. So if you need to buy $2,000 as a small business, and they say, go and bring the birth certificate of your mom and dad, the CEO of work, so those things will push you away from the official market, and you go to the parallel market. Once government can address those two issues, we will have no problem at all with the parallel market.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. I think we have a bit more clarity on this. I mean, a lot of Nigerians have been so confused. They're just hearing all these terms and they're wondering, how does it affect us? But I think with this...
You don't have enough rice, and you say rice is banned, and then they smuggle it in, government does not get money, and then it's expensive and we still buy it in the market. You need to review all those policies. We also have provisions in the law today that ask people to pay taxes in dollars on taxes, and some levies are collected by government agencies in dollars. You need to stop all of that. If you're able to complement these with other policies, what is going to happen is within the next 2 to 3 weeks, you begin to see inflow of foreign currency And then all these advantages that we are talking about, you begin to see, this is not something that waits till next year. This is almost immediate. So the pain, if any, will be short-lived and the benefit will be long-lasting.
All right. Okay, thank you so much. Let me let you go at this point. Thank you very much, sir. It's always a pleasure having you on the show to give us clarity when there are naughty government policies which you don't understand. Thank you very much. We're going to go on a break now. When we come back, move on to other topics. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome the grand comedian of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Gbenga Adeyinka the First. OJ right here, 7 of 7, like you already know.
Gbenga right here, 7 of 7, like I'm beginning to know. Final answer. Okay. I said, God, please, let me to perform outside Nigeria.
Wait.
And God gave me a show in Ghana. Drink, my friend, drink. I don't
overthink this thing. See where I can.
Yes, you overthink them.
I would say you should catwalk.
Let's catwalk now. Where are we?
No, that's not catwalking.
That's good walking.
So, have you ever wondered what happens behind the curtains of a man's mind? Or perhaps you're one of those who wonder what men talk about when they gather. Well, here goes. Imagine what it takes to put together the perfect cocktail. Or maybe mocktail. We need a bit of sports, a sprinkling of current affairs, some very deep topical issues, and last but not the least, a healthy dose of grumbling of those we love to hate. And yes, you guessed it, women. So, if you catch the drift, then you're onto something. We will provide you with the right insights into most of your curiosities, right here within this beautiful cocktail we call the Black Table.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move weigh in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
Come closer. A little bit more. Perfect. I have exciting news for you. You asked for it and you got it. Your favorite breakfast show, Your View, will be going to 2 hours. We're going to have in-depth analysis of the newspaper review and more conversations on the hot topics. The ladies of Your View and I will be stirring up our guests to get in-depth into all. Thanks for staying with us. So Pastor Ibiyeomie has totally smashed the table. And you know, when we see these kind of conversations, we like to have them because we've actually had them a few times. But it's always good when somebody like a pastor like that brings it up and brings it again to the fore. So he said that when a man has his wife and kids abroad and he is in Nigeria, that marriage, it can never work in his words. In his exact words, it can never work. And his reason is because he feels the wife abroad would definitely need some comfort. And would get an assistant husband, while he in Nigeria would have to get an assistant wife. Now, many have condemned this or applauded this in different ways. Some have said he's subtly approving infidelity. By saying that, are you saying that it's okay? So you're justifying the man who says, I have an assistant wife because, hey, my wife is in Canada. Or is he insisting that we shouldn't, those who want to relocate or have their families abroad, shouldn't do that because the realities of that should make them change their mind? What are your thoughts on this comment, especially coming from a general overseer like that? What are your thoughts on this? You can call us on 0812705367, 09139076948. You can also tweet us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweets. What are your thoughts on the initial comments? As I said, some were saying, very good. It's going to tell those people who have families abroad they should find a way to go and join their wives or go and join their husbands. But others are saying, a man who is possibly already having an assistant wife is justified because no one has reminded him that, hey, at least your wife is abroad. You know, so what are your thoughts on this? Let me come to Soko. Let me start with you.
I believe that pastors preach to address societal challenges and societal issues. And Pastor Ibiyeomie is addressing a major societal issue that Nigeria is going through.
Right now.
Yes, right now, where many families are making these tough decisions, according to them, a very tough decision to prioritize the education of their children and let the wife stay with the children in diaspora while the husband is working here. And in some cases, it is, let me go and hustle while you and your the children stay here. I can provide a better living for you. And in most cases, these things are discussed privately, but there are assistant wives. There are assistant wives helping the husbands, and there are assistant husbands that are probably helping the women wherever they are as well. And it is not a universal rule. But what he said is a fact that it must be addressed. And coming from that authority, people will pay more attention to it. We've discussed it here before, and we've said, I'm not a believer in those kind of relationships, or I don't believe that's a family unit when you are living that far apart. But coming from him, many families that's their reality will be forced to address the issue and probably will see a review of priorities. That do we want a family unit where my husband is being helped and I am being helped, or do we want to be together and hustle it out in Nigeria?
Or should we accept the being helped part? Some people have come to that reality that, you know what, it should be just, some people have that understanding that, listen, I'm okay, let us help each other. At least we have a family, the kids have a good home, they're fine. What are your thoughts? Let me come, YK, are you interested in this right now? let me come to BC.
Okay. Okay. So I remember vividly when we had this conversation here, and I was of the opinion that I don't think people would get married and decide to stay apart. There are certain issues or certain circumstances that will make you begin to think in that direction. I remember also using myself as an example, but aside from myself, there are people who, now they are not looking at the children. They are not talking about children. They haven't gotten there yet. But then you find that the man is struggling seriously here. And in his head, there is nothing else for him to do here. He has to either relocate abroad to make ends meet. And because he's coming from a place of survival, he can't afford to take his wife along. So he says, let me go there, work for a few years while you get your papers ready, and then you come and join me. And we've seen such situations. And this man may not even come back to pick the wife in like 10, 15 years. But you find that these marriages find a way of working. So I don't believe in having blanket situations. So I understand that things are happening. People are having assistants, wives and husbands when they are not together. But I also understand there are people who are making it work without resorting to assistant, wife and husband. We've had people who had either their husbands were soldiers who had gone to the war front, and you know they don't come back for years, and then they come back and their wife is intact. There's nobody assisting. Nobody's assisting you in the war front. Nobody's assisting me here. You understand? So depending on the situation, I think the idea is to let couples decide on what they want. And I also remember when we had that conversation, I think Miriam or Tope was insisting on there must be a time frame for the plan. So if we decide, okay, I'm giving you 5 years, sort out whatever you need to sort out, and then we come back together. Or we have 10 years, but you must have a goal, which I buy into, looking forward to, that we must work in this time, because we cannot say, so are you saying because I cannot afford to take you with me, we crumble the marriage? Of course not.
Yeah, your thoughts on this?
My thoughts on this, so before my thoughts on this, let me just sort of respond to the last thing she said, where she said, would you now decide to, you know, go apart because you cannot live apart? And we know that for some people who are about to go into relationships, that's actually one of the things that they look at. Oh, I'll be traveling abroad, or I'm living abroad, and this person is living here. Many people decide not to go ahead with the marriage because that is something that they may not be able to work with. But because we have discussed this not too far ago, I remember most of the things that I said, and I was also of the opinion that I did not think this was healthy. And also, I don't think that the pastor is trying to encourage anything. I think he's just trying to let us know, to be realistic about some of the options or some of the decisions that we're taking, especially when it comes to marriages. You know, you may have this whole plan in your head. Let's do this in 10 years, back and forth. But you forget what it means to wake up every day and go back to sleep every night, and that person is not there. And then something happens, you know, you want to make a quick call. You realize that sometimes just the intimacy, you're just down the road, or you're just a phone call away, and what that does for you is not there anymore. There's some people that live different timelines. When you're going to sleep is when this other person is getting up and working hard. There's really no time to communicate. Marriage is not just about a man and a woman signing a paper. It takes intimacy, it takes a relationship, it takes talking, it takes being in each other's company. And so when you make that decision that this marriage, this is how we're going to live our lives, you may be shortchanging yourself in some way, and that's what he's trying to highlight. And he's saying, this decision you're about to take, is it worth it? Do you understand the cost of what you're about to take? If you were to understand the cost and see the risk, would you think about another way to go about your goal? I think that's all the conversation is about.
It's also quite interesting that people always forget also that abroad somewhat changes you. You know, these nights, I go back to my darling Sister Mary. You know, Sister Mary is married to Brother John in Nigeria, good Christians, family, we love ourselves. And then they decide, okay, Sister Mary and kids go to Canada, go to America. And you come into this new community. We are seeing various cultures, various communities, different people. And that's conservative family structure you had. You now find liberty. You find new options. You go to the bowling alley. You see one guy that taps your that taps your hand. That that is making you funny. You know, and Sister Mary suddenly like this thing. I'm attractive. You know, I am actually. I also have feelings. Sister Mary that was keeping her feelings, subjecting it back in Nigeria. She's now in Canada where she's seeing, both Chinese, everybody is just like walking around. She's not feeling like, I am Mary. I'm not just Sister Mary, I'm Mary. She will have that demand, that need, whether we like it or not.
So have that small smile.
The truth is that
she doesn't need to go abroad.
No, in Nigeria, Nigeria society keeps you.
Because you're together.
Yes.
So you're now
society also
together.
somewhat keeps you in check.
Yes. So I understand.
Yes. Society in Nigeria keeps you in check.
Statistics lately.
Which statistics?
I don't understand what you're all saying, because people have assistants.
Anyway,
inside the house. What are they
in Nigeria? Like it's not very prevalent.
Who told you? In Nigeria, have assistants.
No, I don't agree. Nigerian women.
Just because your wife doesn't have doesn't mean that.
No, I'm not talking about men. No, Nigerian women. I'm talking about Nigerian women.
Even at that. They have assistants here.
Please don't call anybody's name. Why can't
teach you people that did the gym when the gym man is
romance? These are new things. These are new happenings.
No, it can't be new happenings.
But let us deal with the fundamentals. The real thing that Pastor is talking about. For some, it is abroad and in Nigeria. For some people, even within Lagos together, they are apart. It's the distance. It is that we are not a family unit. So you might both be in the same house, but Oga goes to work is out of the house before 6 a.m. in the morning, doesn't come back home until 11 p.m. at night. On weekend, there's hangout, golf, and networking. So you are married, but you are not necessarily together, and you are both in the same house, but not necessarily together. So that is also distance.
Yes, but because let me come to BC, but because that's the example she just gave. But because you are in Nigeria, gate man will see you, driver sees you. There are many eyes on you. It kind of puts you in check. I know you can say have assistance, but it's harder here. Okay. But when you go to a different country where nobody knows you, you get assistance now.
If you need an assistant or you want an assistant, you can get it anywhere. We've had great grandmothers and grandmothers who mixed children. What were they having? Assistants. Back in the day, not even now.
That's true.
According to statistics, if you can Google it and check, you see when they listed women who cheated the most in the world, Nigeria was topping the chart. Yes, with all our conservative.
They don't have data. Don't mind them. It's an idea.
Yes, the conservativeness is for people to see. You know what you are doing behind. That's the thing. Now, what I would see is some couples can be living together, but they're emotionally apart. There's no intimacy. And it happens if your care is not taken after a few years of being in that marriage. You see people who have done 10 years, 15 years, they find it difficult to be intimate. They are living in the same house, so everybody faces their direction. They are not quarreling, but they are not intimate. With that, anybody can come in between. You can have the assistants, your husband can have the assistant, and you're living in the same house. The children wake up, they see mommy and daddy together, but you people are not intimate. There are people
It's not about distance.
Abroad. No, it's not about distance for me, personally.
It's about
there are people
emotional
who
distance.
are abroad, who I know that they have been married because of the distance or one reason or the other. They do phone calls, and they are very intimate from a distance. So it's about your connectivity to your partner. If you can say, let us change our direction, because like for me now, they gave me that option. Oga gave me the option of when the kids are going to school, you have to relocate with them while I stay here and work. I say, me, we are going together. If you are not going with me, the children will school here. Me, I schooled here. I don't see any difference. We will school here. You know, because I want close proximity with my husband. I don't want that. And it's an option. But some people will feel, okay, what am I looking for again? I can go there and raise my kids and stay with them. And it's a decision you had to make. So but if I go there, which me personally I will not, I would find a way to still maintain a level of intimacy, even though we don't see all the time. We can do it online. The intimacy can be high.
YK is curious.
Say something about what Tokwe was saying. Tokwe said you can be here and you're not intimate.
Yeah.
I met this girl last Christmas who is separated or divorced from her husband. And I said, what happened? She said during COVID, they were forced to stay together.
They couldn't stand each other.
And they realized that they didn't have anything in common anymore. Because the COVID forced everybody to sit down and looking at yourself
and see
like
the
this.
real self.
They now said that they didn't have discussion, they didn't have anything.
Wow.
So she just moved. Yeah. She left her marriage.
So I like where this conversation is going to.
So the thing is, if people want to cheat, they will cheat. Yeah. But we're talking about some of the risk of being
apart,
especially being apart for a long period of time, and being apart in such a way that it may take you a lot of money and many hours to get to each other. So there are different scenarios that we can paint, and we'll talk about people getting assistance anyways. But if we're talking to people who are trying to make a decision about living apart or relocating, they have to understand that this is one of the things that they have to talk about. This is one of the things that they need to discuss. People who are... One thing I find with living apart is, whether we like it or not, when we are together, we are understanding each other. We're growing. As we're changing, we're influencing each other. Right. So that your influence will no longer be there when we are apart. And that can bring for a lot of differences. And I like the example you gave concerning the COVID. Who knows the sort of lifestyle that they had before COVID, where they didn't have to be in each other's faces all the time. So they met only at the point that they had to, and that they could stand each other. But when they found themselves in a situation where, you know, there was no space, they would have to meet on many other points. And that is what relocation also does for you. You're unable to meet on so many points. You're able to make a phone call in the morning, ask some questions, and do that. You're able to, you know, but do you see the person when the person goes to the bathroom, how the person leaves the bathroom? Do you see the person, how he he responds to pressures at work or at home? Does he come back and is upset in your face? But if you're living apart, you would not know that. So there are things you would see more when you're living in close proximity with each other. And if people want to work on a relationship, if people want to live apart and still have a relationship, they need to know that it will take some work. That just living apart and being married and saying, well, fine, I'm married to you, is not enough. There has to be concrete work that you're doing. So you're not putting the blame on anyone else and say, it's because she went abroad, she started behaving like this, or it's because he stayed back, he was behaving like this. What were the things that you did while you were apart to make sure that you didn't lose touch and you didn't forget the
That's what she was talking about online. I don't know how effective that could be.
But I also think that we must be, and that's why I like that the pastor is talking about it, because we've discussed it before. But when we have conversations like this, people will talk to one another. Are you sure you are okay the way you are over there and I'm here? Are you sure you are not feeling lonely enough to get an assistant or somebody helping you feeling in that space? Ask that question and be willing to receive the honest answer as a man or a woman. If you're a woman, you're in diaspora, ask your husband here in Nigeria, are you sure you are okay the way you are? I'm willing. If you say no, because if you say it's not pack the children, then we will find a way. We will understand. If we want to go online, how do we do our online intimacy? What are the sacrifices we need to make? I know one of my mentors. I'm really missing my main real estate mentor, whose family is in the is abroad. Let me know. Is abroad. So, but this year he has made a very deliberate decision that he's spending 3 months over there and just maybe 1 month or 6 weeks here. Last year, in achieving that goal, he said he almost broke down because he was always, if he will come to Nigeria 1 week, he's back again because he needs to spend time at home. So there are sacrifices that he has to make to maintain that marriage. If you don't get that kind of money, think well before you do, because for example, that's a very expensive itinerary to carry, the shuttle back and forth. And now he's decided that I'll do 3 months over there. When I come here, I'll do whatever I want to do within a month. I'm back there 3 months again. And that's their schedule. And maybe so let's have, no, it's just... His
wife had an assistant.
No, it might not be that. I don't think that is that. I think it's just about being sensitive to one another. And don't expect somebody to do what you are unwilling to do, or expect them what to do.
I think one of the reasons why I wanted to even discuss it, because many Nigerian men always assume that their wives are not perfect and they'll be all right. Yes. You know, women, they don't need it. We are the ones that have the need. But our women, they're okay. All they care about is their children. And they have that thinking. Yeah. And that's why they're comfortable to carry the whole family and put them in Canada, thinking that they're fine. Forgetting that these women...
Did you know?
You're so right.
What happens to this? Someone sent you a true life story.
Forgetting that this woman
a guy sent
they have needs
sexual needs.
I can't hear anybody. I can't hear anybody. Let's
A fan sent Mariam a story that they wanted us to discuss it, that he's feeling under pressure because his wife's intimacy need is too much for him to handle, and that he doesn't understand. The woman, she works, but she's still asking for it every time, and he cannot cope. And there are many stories that they're not talking about. So the assumption that some Nigerian men have that women, they are made of plastic. It is only when you touch them that they will be interested. It's a lie. Open your eyes.
All right. Let's take a few comments on social media because we're going to be wrapping this up very quickly.
Donna says it's the assistants for me. Gania says, I've always wanted to japa, but I had to calm down because my husband wanted me to go with the kids and he stays back for a while. I woke up to reality and we are still here. We are going to go together. My sister, I am with you. Kehinde Peter said, Nigerian economy is the main reason why Nigerians japa. Fix the economy and people will come back in mass. Suffering is not good. Mike Obalisa says, Miriam is speaking in right tenses. The vulnerability is higher when they are apart. Akore says, okay, sorry.
This person said, please, Obiajudo, help me understand online.
And now you come and book a coaching session.
Somebody spelled it out here, but I'm not going to read it.
Okay,
it's too explicit.
Okay, so we have to wrap up now, but I think, Pastor Ibiyeomie was just saying this, as Mariam said earlier. He was just trying to remind us of the reality of the decisions we make, especially now that this japa syndrome is quite prevalent. Everybody, if you go to passport office, if you go to visa office, everybody is living in droves. And it's important that as you are living, remember that these children you want to go and give a better life, better university, they also need parenting. They need both parents, they need that, and they need, and even you, need the connection with your spouse. So as you're making these decisions, we have to weigh all the options. You can't just only weigh they get a better education, which is the reason why most people are traveling in the first place. But there are other options. Would your marriage break up? Would your kids have their other parents be involved in this? These are options we must weigh properly before we make this decision. But either way,
and is anything wrong if both partners choose to? Okay, we have assistants, but it's okay. We know who we are.
That's what I'm saying. So it's a mature conversation. So we shouldn't. But the Bible says don't defile the bed. However, if you in your own small world have a mature conversation with your spouse, you know what? Auntie, have assistant. Me, I have assistant. That's your business, but we don't support that kind of decision making on national television.
On national television.
I think I have a phone call before I wrap up. Good morning, are you there?
No, we don't support that kind of decision. Disclaimer.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir.
Morning, sir.
Festus, you're live. Thanks for calling.
The man of God has said it all.
Okay.
People like to run away from the reality. And that is what is actually happening. How many marriages are still intact? Today, if we want to be honest with ourselves.
True.
You can only talk about your own relationship. But out here, we know what is going on.
In the streets.
Once, the marriage, the couples are not living together. Over the years, changes will occur. Because our life, the body is not firewood.
Very important.
And so we need to, take the reality and stop hiding behind the one finger, so to say.
Thank you, Mr. Festus. When he said changes, I remember what we discussed. You see, when a young woman is married and you're in the 30s, you have just focused on work and achieving. But when you get to your 40s, mid-40s, your body starts to change and has demands, midlife crisis, and then your needs are changed. So you might be Sister Mary, where we're having kids and focusing on her career, but suddenly you get fears, and you're now looking for. So that's the changes he's talking about, because people have needs. And I have a friend that recently got married. Her husband left her about 10 years ago.
And she didn't even feel it until now.
She wasn't feeling it for her. She was still focusing on her career. She just did her wedding. She has remarried a correct guy. A fine guy showed up, and we did a fantastic wedding, and I'm so happy for her. And now she's glowing, she's happy. A girlfriend, and the man abandoned her over 10 years in America.
Vitamin D cannot do.
I'm saying. He abandoned the family, he abandoned her and her daughter. So the point is that, listen, we change. Needs change. And that time, and when that time comes, I hope you don't have an assistant husband.
Which makes it harder when you're apart. As you're changing, if you're together, there's also the fact that because you're together and you're seeing it happen right in front of you, you even have the empathy, to understand it. Imagine, right? We used to hear about soldiers who would have gone off to war. They left a young, beautiful bride. They come up and see Mama who had twins and everywhere. But because it was not part of the process, it's just like, what happened to you? But someone who is part of the process would be, I saw how when we had the baby, how she's been struggling to, make sure that ends meet, all the stress that she's going through. I know that she doesn't even have time to, work on herself right now because she's concentrating. But if I have to just appear every 6 months, I'm like, what happened to you? Why are you looking this way?
Don't go through.
And that lack of, distance creates that lack of
Let me take this call. Joke from Iju, thanks for calling.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, madam. How are you doing, Joke? You're live. Thanks for calling.
I just want to greet you ladies,
Thank you.
I just want to say well done,
Thank you.
Joke, actually.
Greet you on your 10th anniversary.
Thank you. You know what, Joke? We're supposed to wrap up this segment and have a new segment where we're going to play a game. But because you just called to greet us, we must give you one of our gifts. So I'll tell the producers to write your name just because you called to greet us. The producers will get your phone number. No, we'll answer the question. We're just giving you the free gift that we're going to be giving. I'll be announcing that next segment. But thank you very much for calling. Say hello to us.
Okay,
our first winner today.
First winner.
All right, so I think we can wrap up on this. But I think generally, what the pastor is just saying is that we should be clear on these decisions before we take them. And whatever decision you do take, stand by
you have president and vice president.
Okay, let me wrap up this segment.
Assistant
what?
Husband and vice husband.
Anyway, that is all we can take on this segment. When we return, we're going to start a game. We're going to be asking some questions We hope our callers can call in to answer these questions. When you answer correctly, you win a cash gift. Jackie is already our first winner just because she called to say hello. But next caller, we're going to ask you questions. If you answer correctly, we're going to give you a cash gift because we are still celebrating 10 years on Your View.
Let them know.
Right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be...
This is 7 of 7. My name is OJ, and signing a sobriety into my hands tonight on this social experiment called the 7 of 7 is Owen G. What is the name, or what was the name? You see, I want to make them better now.
Rock Heart.
No, of the goats when they brought it on stage.
The name of that goat.
Yeah.
We should go there.
No, that one easy now.
I'm just drinking this so that I can ask him my own questions. It's not because of
Buga.
He didn't get it. You know. Okay. Mention 10 female stand-up comedians in Nigeria. See, just mention their stage name. If you annoy me, you will mention their real names and the year they started. And if you annoy me further, you mention the names of their husbands and the names of their children. Try me now. Okay, mention their name.
No, let's just.
No, wait. No, don't. No. Name, real name, stage name, husband name, children name. 10 of them.
Even the 10. That's a lot.
Eh?
That's a lot.
Did I cut your question for you?
Yes.
When you were happy now. Buga with your hunchback.
That was it.
Buga. You are wasting time. We don't have time. See, my brother, before we go on a commercial break, you are stubborn. And I told you since. The fact that you play this your hair does not mean, you understand? See this bad hair you are looking at. It's experience. I've suffered before you.
But I try now.
When you there during the military era of Abacha and Babangida, you know what happened?
I be Gen Z.
So that Gen Z, I will remove 4 out of 10.
That's like
4 out of 10 they pass exam. Don't drink this thing. Where baby you are on here. Drink out. If I land you.
Ikechukwu Sunday Okonkwo, aka Cross. Now your intro without
Wow.
So there's a name that thing that's.
I'm just drinking because she said I should drink. There's no particular answer.
You think it's only that can be wicked?
What's the answer?
Subterfuge.
Eh?
Yeah. They claim you did, but you said it just happened. That
And it's called what again?
Subterfuge.
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 So you look me finish from head to toe. You look.
Thanks for staying with us. So, still in line with our celebration, 10 years on television. Your View will be asking a few questions to our fans because we want to reward you for being so committed and watching our show for 10 years. Thank you so much. So, we're going to have a set of questions for those of you who have been watching us for 10 years. We're sure you'll be able to answer these questions. So, I'm going to get Wyke the floor to start with the pick a number. We're going to pick a random.
The caller would call.
Oh, yeah, let's go. So let's have people calling. You can call us on 081-270-53687, 091-390-76948. You can also call us quickly so that we can actually pick up your call and then pick a number. I'm hoping to get the first caller in the next moment, but let me come to you, ladies, while we're waiting for the calls to come in.
So there was this very interesting topic that I posted in the group that she just don't want to take.
Now, Nima said we shouldn't generalize. Nima replied you.
But
go ahead.
Let us hear.
Because
oh, Yakub has called. Sorry.
Yay.
Yakub in the building. Woo!
Whoop, whoop.
Hello, Yakub. Are you there?
I can pick any number.
No, wait,
Yeah,
he'll pick. He'll tell you the number he wants.
Oh, okay.
Hello, Yakub. Are you there?
Hello.
Good to have you on the show. You're our very first caller
on this segment.
So the numbers.
Hope you are not going to put me on the hot seat.
No, don't worry. They are simple questions. They are questions 1 to 13. Please pick a number.
Question 1 to 15.
13, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 13. Pick a number.
Okay. Let me give 7.
7. YK.
7. Let me look for 7.
Just pour it out. Pour it out.
Pour it out.
Pour it out.
Hello?
Yes, 1
Yeah,
second.
pour it out.
Pour it on the table.
You are holding it up. Pour it out now.
Oh, yeah. See.
Put it on the table so that people...
Okay.
Be easy to open.
Hello?
Yes, number 7. We're going to read it right now.
This question is from Marital. What are the 5 weekly themes for the show?
Hello?
This is easy for him now.
Yakub.
What are the 5 weekly...
Hello?
Can you hear us?
Oh.
The network is breaking somehow.
Yakub, let the network break. Okay. What are the 5 themes, Monday through Friday? What are the daily themes?
For the show.
For each show.
For the show. What do we do on Mondays?
What? The what? Sorry?
The theme.
The topic.
The topic for the usually Monday to Friday. What are the kinds of topics we address Monday to Friday? What do you do on Mondays?
Okay.
What do you do on Mondays?
Yeah. When we have let's talk.
No.
Not the segment.
Not daily segments. I'm talking about
on Mondays, what do we discuss? On Tuesdays, what kind of topics do we discuss? On Wednesdays, what kind of topics do we discuss? Thursdays, Friday, like that.
This was a strong question.
It was, yeah.
And it's only Yakub that I felt could answer this question.
Okay. Let me let him know.
He's still here.
Hello?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Hello?
Go ahead. We can hear you.
I think on Monday, we always discuss about current affairs.
Yes. Tuesday.
Tuesday, we always talk about marriage talk. Then, I think Wednesday, we talk about what's it called?
What's Tuesday?
Let's go Thursday.
What of Thursday?
Thursday. We always talk about
All right. All right, let me let you go then, because don't worry, we know you still love the show. So, for those who want to know the answer to the question, on Mondays, we usually discuss politics and governance, and current affairs. Tuesday, we do health.
Healthy Tuesday.
Wednesday, we do business or women we love. Thursdays, we do family, relationships, and lifestyle, and open house. And Fridays, we do celebrity gist or gossip. So those are the various themes for the day. Okay, let's get another caller to give us another number. And we'll do the picking this time around.
Okay, now.
Was it a really tough question? Maybe some people don't even know their theme. They just assume that
they don't know the theme.
They don't know the theme.
So I've dropped.
So I love that we even asked that question because we would see sometimes in the comments, we say, of all the things that's happening in Nigeria that be on a Thursday, is this topic you're talking about. So it's good that people pay attention and hear the different topics we take every day of the week.
We have a caller coming in now, 081-270-53687, 091-390-76948. Please call us quickly so we can get another. Yes, I have Joy. Good morning, Joy. Joy is here. Hello, Joy.
Joy.
Wow. Thanks for calling, Joy.
Pick a number.
Ma, Papa.
Yes.
Thank you. So pick a number, Joy, from 1 to 13.
7 is gone.
Number 6.
Sorry?
Number 6.
Number 6.
Number 6.
Let's
We
find
go
number
with 6. Yeah. I don't want it to look tacky. It will look someone.
Okay,
let me do my style now. Maybe people will do your own style.
Wow.
You don't want people to say that you're hiding something behind. So put it on the table.
All right, I found number 6. So, name 6 popular colors on. Name 3 popular colors on your view. Name any 3 popular color on
Number
your
1 is Yakub.
Yay! Number 2 is who?
Number 2 is Afan.
Yay!
And number 3 is there's a lady, I can't remember her name anymore. But there is a particular lady, I can't remember her name anymore.
But I'll give you 2. We'll give you the 2. Please give her a round of applause. So producers, get her phone number, and please, you definitely deserve the cash gift.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Joy. Yakub and Hassan are one of our 2 popular callers. We used to have Dr. Moya. She used to call pretty often back then, but she hasn't spoken in a while. But it's all good. Thank you very much, Joy, for that.
Yakub is from day one, almost day one.
From day one, like our first
It's what
caller
they
from
call
day
ride or die.
Our people.
All right, so we're going to be getting more callers. So please call us on the numbers on your screen. We have some sponsors who have given us some cash, and then we're giving out this cash to our callers today because we want to just give back to our viewers who have been with us for so long. Call the numbers on your screen, 081-270-536-8709-1390-76948. Please call us so we can get, yes.
And I think it's just important that we say, without the viewers, this show would not exist.
Absolutely. Like it's 100% spot on. Without you, even not even within Nigeria alone, outside, they watch us in different countries of the world. Thank you so much for keeping this real. We're waiting for our callers so that we can pick a number. Hoping we can get a call. Yes, I'm told that we have a caller now.
Okay, good.
Good morning, Mary. Good morning, Mary. Thanks for calling.
Good morning.
Good morning. Hello, Mary.
I hope you can answer our question.
Hello.
Hi.
I love you all. I'm so happy. And you received my call today.
Yay. We are happy to receive your call too. All right, so pick a number 1 to 13, please.
All right. Number 9.
Number 9, okay.
Yeah.
Find number 9.
There you go.
Number 9.
See my bionic eye. I can see number 9 from there.
Okay, so question from YK. How many hosts did your view originally start with?
I think there were 5. I love Software, YK, Morayo, the Chupos, then Josie, and the Muslim lady.
Okay.
Lima.
Okay.
Okay, well done, Mary. Thank you so much. No, that's not the answer to the question. Right, Bisi, would you like to give us the answer to that question?
They had 7.
There were 7 in the beginning. Okay, let me mention the lady. So it was Morayo, it was Tokwe. Sorry?
Morayo.
Yeah, it was Morayo, it was Tokwe, it was YK, it was Jumoke. I think Joy started with us also. Joy started with us, and Laide, and Sandra. Sandra Eze. There were 7 of us that started the show when the show started back in 2013. Yes. Okay, let's take no more callers and then get... I mean, lots of history on this show, actually. There's so many.
This is really good.
See, I love the fact that we have so many things to talk about concerning this show. So we're going to say something.
No,
Okay,
I'm just saying like...
I have a Temitakwe on the call. Good morning, Temitakwe. Thanks for calling. Temitakwe, you're there. Are you live?
Yes.
Thanks for calling. Thanks for... Okay, so you're going to pick from 1 to 13, please.
Marital, good morning.
Good morning, Temitakwe.
2.
2. Okay, number 2. Number 2.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
I like this, the airport too. Very colorful.
Now only Yakubu they enter.
No worry, no vex. No vex.
So, Corey,
you don't abandon us.
No vex.
Listen
to your question now.
Temitope, coincidentally, is my question. Question from Miriam. Name the different states the ladies are from. The different states in Nigeria that the ladies are from.
Different states that you are from.
Yes.
Miriam is from North.
No, which state? There's no, North is not a state, too.
Jos.
Okay,
Miriam
Jos.
is from Jos.
Okay.
Plateau State.
Morayo is from Lagos.
Okay.
States.
Tope Omo Ijebu.
Okay.
States.
And my heart is from Abeokuta.
Okay.
BC is Yoruba Igbo.
States. What's my state?
I don't know BC, but I know it's from Igbo.
He's from Igbo.
A mixologist.
BC is Igbo. Sorry.
Okay, Delta State, actually. Let me give you that. Nima.
Thank you.
Nima, uncle.
Nima Akasha from Edo State.
So, Temitope definitely has won the cash gift. Please, producers, get her phone number, and we'll be transferring money to her. Thank you so much, Temitope.
You did not give, you said BC is Igbo. Igbo is not.
I just we just gave her.
She tried.
Delta.
All right, so we're hoping to get our next caller. Let me, how many more minutes do we have? How much money do I have?
Delta State.
Okay, we have like 5 more minutes or so.
Not a mix.
So we're hoping to get more callers. So you're from Delta.
Yeah.
It's important we get that
Delta
right.
Igbo.
And you're from Plateau
But
State.
Nima, we can never forget because she will remind us.
She will not speak local language. But both of you are from Ogun State.
Yeah.
You are just Ijebu, you are Belkuta.
I never realized we are from the same state. You know, I was even thinking when the question came, really, where are we all from? Really? The only person I know is Obiajulu because she's Delta.
Okay.
And I don't know why that's stuck in my head. Miriam, I just call her Hausa.
Can you imagine?
Oh, gee.
Miriam is from the north.
I know where you're
Middle
from.
belt. Middle belt, rather. I know they always like separating it that we're in the north, but we're middle belt.
We're one Nigeria.
Mariah, I never even imagined where she was from. I never.
Mariah.
She's from Lagos State.
Okay. We have
another caller.
We have another Yakubu from Abuja.
Yay.
Good morning, Mr. Yakubu from Abuja. Thanks for calling.
Good morning to the house. I'm so excited to speak to you.
Yeah. So pick a number 1 to 13.
Number 3.
Number 3. Okay, it's right in front of me. Let's see the question you have.
Big paper.
The question says, how long has each of the current ladies of your view been on the show? Wow.
Who is the question from?
This question is from Mariam. So let's start with Mariah. How many years Mariah have been on the show?
Mariah, I think you've been on the show since you won 10 years.
10 years. Let's start with YK.
An easy question.
Then,
What?
BC,
Okay, BC.
who happens to be my favorite.
BC.
I think she's been on the show for about maybe 9 years, I think.
9 years. BC.
Yeah.
Who?
BC.
Oh. No. Okay. Who else? Who else?
Then Nima from the one to Nima 10 years.
No.
Then YK, the one, I think so.
Yes. Out of Mariam.
Yeah. Then Sister Tope, yeah, I think 10 years to Tope again.
Okay.
3 answered correct.
And what of Mariam?
Yes. Mariam.
Yes.
Mariam, that's my number 2 favorite. I don't think she's, I think 9 years too, I guess.
9 years,
All right.
All right, so you missed 3 of them. So Mariah has been there 10 years. So Tokwe has been 10 years. YK 10 years. Nima 8 years.
9 years.
No, it's 9 years. Okay, you have 8 years here.
9 years.
But it's 9 years. And BC 5 years. Mariam 5 years. Well, thank you so much, Yakubu, for calling. Should we give him?
Yeah, we've given the answer out.
Okay, we'll give you Yakubu. He's got 3 out of 3. Okay, let's get.
That's 50 over 100. It's okay.
Would you try?
Producers have said no, he cannot. They've told me.
It's 50 over 100.
But we are 50 over 100. Is not possible.
Celebrating now.
We're celebrating, please.
Okay, either way, they will take their decision. They will take their call. But thank you so much, Yakubu. We appreciate you. Thank you for calling.
Yes.
Thank you so much for at least attempting to answer this question. We have Magdalene from Jos.
Gang.
Let's pass it down to her. Magdalene from Jos.
What number do you want?
Thanks for calling. Number 4.
Yes.
There it is.
No, right here.
Thank you. This question is from Miriam. What are the ladies' spiritual leanings and beliefs?
We already let's help you pick another.
No, don't let them. What are their religions? The ladies' religions, yes.
Nima is a Muslim.
Okay.
Yes.
Auntie Yenny is a traditionalist.
Yes. Traditionalist. Okay.
The rest are Christians.
What type of Christians?
Don't complicate it. Miriam was saying, what kind of Christians are we? And you tried that as in part B. But you've won already, yes. But can you modify it or qualify it a bit? What kind of Christian is Obiajulu? Oh, I think we lost her already.
I hope we got her details.
So Mariam described, when Mariam put up this question, she described herself as a liberal Christian. She described Obiajulu as a, is it conservative?
Free thinker.
Free thinker. Mixologist Christian.
Talk about as a
Conservative
Christian. Me, I only just Christianity.
Marital Christian.
Oh, you didn't put that in the good. All right, let's find another caller. I have another caller. Hello, good morning.
Hey, I love the calls coming in.
Yeah, really coming in.
Hello. Hello, good morning. Yes, who's calling, please? I don't have the name.
Pick a number.
Good morning, Prince. Thanks for calling. Yes, good to have you on the show. Tokpa is going to what? Pick a number, please.
Pick a number.
Number one.
I like that.
Okay.
Number one.
Tokpa is going to read that to you.
Yes, it's a Mariah's question, and we're asking, name the 4 segments of the show. What are the 4 segments of our show?
Yes. The Daily Show.
The first is paper review.
Okay.
The second one, developer.
Eh?
Which one?
It's women.
Go ahead.
Developer.
No,
Okay.
totally far from it.
No, agro, the developer, the...
Number.
So just say it quickly.
Number 12, my birthday.
Oh, big number.
Pick a number, please.
Number 12.
12.
Number 12, okay.
Wow, no.
As the spirit leads.
Yes, as the spirit leads. Okay, questions from BC.
BC asking BC questions.
What one word defines each lady on their montage? There's this advert that they play on TVC, and they have, they use one word to define each lady. Can you tell us?
One word.
Yeah, to define each lady.
Describe.
To describe
That's
each lady.
among the ladies.
Yeah, sitting down here.
All of us.
So they call BC what?
I don't know, but I think whenever YK is in the build is on show, Mariah always goes
YK in the building. Okay, so I don't think she's watched the montage.
Oh,
Let's
okay,
give
you have
her-
not seen
pick
the
another
montage.
number. Let's just give her pick another number
Because of
please.
time.
Pick another number because of time.
Number 13.
Jessica, pick another number.
Which number?
13. Okay.
That's 13, okay.
Remove the...
Let's see.
Hasn't been answered.
Okay. What are the ladies' other professions apart from being on Your View? Question.
Ah, good one.
Thank you, good one. I always order from BC's house, so BC is into clothing, hair.
Okay, entrepreneur. Okay.
Yeah.
You don't have time.
I said one person.
Mariah.
Everybody, you need to say everybody.
Let us say 2 people.
Mariah is still a TV presenter, and I know she's called for different shows. The lady beside her, I'm trying to remember her.
Mariam.
Mariam is into writing.
Yes, an author.
Okay. What about Tokwe?
Oh my God, she's into real housing,
Real estate. Okay. YK.
YK, oh my God. I don't know, but I want to
Okay, let's give it. Jessica, it's really hard hearing, but thank you very much, Jessica. Very well done. I think you got most of it. But you want to give us the? Let's move on.
So you are so the question is, aside from Your View, what other things do the ladies do?
I'm a media consultant.
She's
environmentalist,
advocate, real estate.
Yeah.
Guru.
And YK runs Celebration.
No. I own a business. I'm a business owner.
Yeah.
YK, you do.
Okay, we have to wrap up. We don't have any more time, but here are our winners. So we have Joy from Apapa. We have Temitope from Alagbado. We have Magdalene from Jos. And we have Joke, our very first caller. So thank you all for calling. These 4 would receive our cash gifts today. Thank you very, very much. This last caller too did well, right?
Yeah, she did.
So she'll probably join the list also. Thank you so much. That's all we can take. It was really nice reminiscing on the show, what we've done. And many of you watch the show, you love the show. We know you love the show, but just all those small intricate details, we don't have it, but it's fine. So tomorrow is the grand finale. Tomorrow we're going to be having a celebration and dancing and everything. Okay, that's all we can take on today's show.
We'll be dancing on the show tomorrow.
Okay, tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.